Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Look at the Basement Collection. So this is a game that was, very recently announced and also very recently came out on Steam. Actually came out at the end of August while I was away at PAX, so I'm finally getting a chance to check this out now. And the reason this was such a hotly anticipated release for myself, and I think also for people who are fans of a lot of the videos that I do, is because this is basically like Edmund McMillen's collection of kind of like the potpourri of games that he's made. I'm not going to say over his entire career, perhaps, because I'm not necessarily sure if that is verifiable, but, over the time that he's been making games over the past, half decade or so. So what do you get with the Basement Collection? Well, you get these 5 secrets here that I have yet to unlock any of. You get Gray Matter, which is kind of like an anti-shooter where you actually play as, like, the enemy, trying to take down ships that are trying to destroy you. You get Spewer, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth. Fcuk, we're just gonna call it Time Fuck here. This is basically like a puzzle platformer, kind of similar to something like, I don't know, maybe like 1,000 Amps would be the best way to describe it, but you're gonna see all these games. I'm gonna show off all of these games they've got going on here. You also get the Flash version of Meat Boy, kind of a biological game called Coil, which again we'll see. Triachnid, which is almost like a platformy version of QWOP to a certain extent, and Aether, which is kind of like an exploration-based puzzle game. But in any case, you don't need me to go over all that right from the start here, because we are going to see all of these games. Who is the Basement Collection for? Well, let's get this out of the way. There is no game in here that is as lengthy and as polished and as replayable as either Super Meat Boy or The Binding of Isaac. So if you're looking at this and you're like, holy shit, what is this, like, off the top, there's 8 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, plus 2 secret games. 2 of these are secret bonus games. Like 8 games like Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac, you're not gonna get 100 hours out of any of these games. What this collection is really for people who are fans of the work that Edmund McMillen has done, particularly with those past 2 games, and if you want to see a little bit more of maybe the influences or inspirations that kind of led to those games, I mean, obviously those were not like the first endeavors that he had, Meat Boy and Isaac, then this is something that is going to give you a lot of value. It's almost like a piece to kind of like stimulate your curiosity, or kind of like fill in some of the backstory of, why those games are the way that they are, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, you're going to see a host of like Meat Boy and Isaac characters as we go throughout these games, and that's sort of what most of the fun has been for me anyway. But a lot of these games are very good in their own right. We're going to start with some of these smaller stuff that is going to be easier for me to get to. Then we're going to get into the meaty stuff. So look, in terms of like the meaty stuff of this game, at least for me, Spewer seems to be pretty substantial, Time Fuck seems to be pretty substantial, and maybe Triachnid as well. But we're going to start with Gray Matter here. So the way that Gray Matter works, I should point out that, some of these games are Team Meat, before Team Meat was really Team Meat. This is an Ed and Tommy game. And Danny B shows up on a lot of these soundtracks as well, and he actually did a new soundtrack for Aether as well. But anyway, we're going to start here on the normal mode, and basically this is, as we get started here, an anti-shooter. So let's get this off the screen. So by using our keyboard here, we're controlling this black dot in the center, and as you can see, these enemies are trying to take me out. And what my job is not to actually like run into them, or sorry, is not to actually shoot them, but to run into them rather. And we can actually do some cool kind of like combo stuff here. If we kill 3 of the same enemy type in a row, then we create this like triangle, and anything that's within that triangle, when it explodes, actually dies. So the way that we want to play this game, or at least the way that I've been playing it so far, and this is one of the games that I've probably spent the least time with so far, because honestly it gets really goddamn difficult really goddamn quickly. The way that I've been playing is basically to try to set up these sweet, like, huge triangles and take out as many enemies as I can. And in fact, I'm already, as I'm talking right here, having, like, by far the best run I've ever had in this game. Come on, where is a good one? How about this dude right here? Yeah, that's pretty substantial. So you can see I'm building up a multiplier there. I'm not exactly sure how that multiplier builds up. And in fact, for a lot of these games, it's almost as if, like, I've probably spent about an hour and a half with the Basement Collection as a whole so far. But most of that time, I'd say probably 50% of that time was spent in Spewer and Time Fuck. Oh, god damn it. If you run into the tails of those, like, sperm ships, then you die. Yeah, fully 80% of the time that I've spent with this game has probably been with Spewer and Time Fuck. And to a certain extent, Triachnid as well. So let's try this. These guys are super fucking annoying. There's not much more to this game than what you see in front of you so far, and, new enemy types showing up as well. But I've never gotten past the 2nd level, so let's see if we can actually do that. Part of the reason I've never gotten past the 2nd level, I think, is because you just move so goddamn fast that sometimes it's hard to kind of time things. You can also see that I have like a number of lives up there in the corner. I forgot, what enemy did I kill? I killed just one of these dudes, I think. Nope. Obviously, as you can see, the line breaks if I kill an enemy that is not part of the chain, if that makes any sense to you at all. So we're going to try to set up a chain here. Let's get this one, and then this one. Excellent. Managed to get a little bit of a multiplier going there. Oh, just ran straight into the tail. But anyway, that finishes the level, because every time you, like, die, it also kills every enemy on the screen, which is okay. So at the end of every level, you also get to buy things maybe you might want to keep you moving onwards here. So we're going to buy a 1-up. Actually, I bought 2 1-ups by accident because I double-clicked because I'm 80 years old. But the reason I think I die so much, and this, again, this is the level that I've never gotten past, but I do have 6 lives now, which is pretty good. The reason I think I die so much is because you move so goddamn quick that sometimes it can be hard to gauge, you know, how fast you're coming in on an enemy. You can also, if you wanted to, hold shift, and it'll make you move more slowly. But I don't know. I'm not... my brain does not parse this fast enough. I think the difficulty ramps up really quick on this. And it's remarkable to me because there is like a second difficulty. Jesus Christ. Did I die? No, I didn't die. There's also like a second difficulty setting of insane, and then there's an endless mode as well. But I think those are probably beyond my skill set. But I will consider this video a substantial success if I can just get past the second level, although that is looking increasingly unlikely here. So let's kill the sperm ships here. So in all of these games, I should point out, by the way, in terms of like, should I buy this game, should I not buy this game? The answer to that question is pretty goddamn easy if you're a fan of like Isaac and Super Meat Boy. It's not necessary that, oh god. I made it to the 3rd stage. It's not necessary that you have to be a super fan or anything to appreciate it. But if you're a fan and you want to see like, kind of there's early elements of both of those games kind of spread throughout this. Okay, so I guess I need to hit these guys on the back. This is the first time I've ever seen these enemies, is usually a problem in this game. But yeah, like if you want to see the origin of characters like Steven or you know, the silkworms sort of, then I think this is going to be the right game for you. It's really just it's not inspiring is not what I meant to say. It's, although maybe for some people it would be. It's interesting. It's kind of like an intellectual, or on an intellectual level. Like a lot of these games, all the games are competent at least to a certain degree. But none of them are really all that satisfying, or all that full-featured, I should say. Like, they have less each than what you would expect out of a Steam release, to be sure. Because most of these, like, not to knock Newgrounds, but most of these initially came out on Flash platforms like Newgrounds. And although they're interesting, certainly they're the kind of things you wouldn't necessarily want to pay, you know, $1 a game for this. But in a collection where you're going to get a ton of extra art, I know some of the features are like... Oh, I'm almost dead. Ah, that was not even close. But it was better than I've ever done before, so let's exit here. And we'll talk about some of these other features as well. There's also a fun fact for each of these games that you will see as we quit them. Yeah, to have them all in this nice little package for $4 is very welcome, I would say. So some of these updates I know are secrets. I know that 2 of them, unlockables is the word I was looking for. 2 of them are secret games. I do not know the identity of the secret games. I know there is some art as well. Like I know if you beat, and again I'm going to spoil a couple of the secrets here, so I apologize if you're interested in it. But I know if you beat Aether, you unlock like a book of Edmund McMillen's childhood drawings, and his childhood was like a big inspiration for Aether, as you know if you've ever seen the movie, or if you've ever seen Indie Game the movie is what I meant to say. And the other thing is that by completing, I forget which one it is, it might be Triachnid, or it might be Meat Boy, but by completing one of the games in this collection, you also unlock like 15 minutes of bonus footage from Indie Game the movie of Ed just talking about basically all of the games in this collection that kind of, you know, were the genesis of what has now become, hopefully, a blossoming career for him. So there's lots of cool, like, super fan type material here. I should point out there's also the complete soundtrack here from all of the guys who worked on these games. So now we've looked at Gray Matter. Let's take a look at another small-ish game here. Let's take a look at the Coil. So I'm not sure if we're going to start at the beginning here, because I did play about, you know, 15 minutes of this before we got started. Yes, I think... Yeah, we're just starting at the beginning here. So this is a game that's kind of like an ambient puzzle game, if that makes any sense at all. It's very minimalistic. It's kind of like... almost like Splice in that sense, where you just kind of like get thrown into a level, or English Country Tune, it functions similarly. You get kind of thrown into a level and you just got to figure it out for yourself. So we're going to start here playing as the sperm, and just by moving our mouse back and forth, we can kind of like flagellate, which will cause us to move more quickly. And we gotta like penetrate this egg here. Oh god, I think I accidentally let my teammate get in there first. My teammate. Did I lose then? Oh, the egg just disappears. Maybe a new one appears somewhere else. Yes, right here. Alright, so let's burrow our way in. Oh, come on! I didn't realize I was actually competing with other sperm here. First time I played this, I managed to do it on my first try. Not that I'm bragging, ladies. Can we possibly find another egg somewhere in here? Let's take a look around. I mean, there are just other cells, but obviously... oh, there we go. So there's one there. Stop bumping in. There we go. Oh, no, this guy's gonna beat me. God damn it. Alright. You win. Kid's probably gonna grow up to be a subject of a TLC show anyway, so... Alright, okay. Is there another egg that has appeared somewhere? Please, God. Don't let me get stuck on this stage, because things start getting a little bit less gross for me as we move forward. I hate games like this. Not that this is a bad game, but this game always... Jesus. Gets my, like, heebie-jeebies going, because everything in here reminds me of, like, deep-sea creatures. Like, when I was studying biology... at university, anytime we'd look at stuff like this under the microscope, it was just like, ugh. It's a good collegiate choice there. There we go. Okay, I think we're going to get in here. Was I not traveling fast enough? No, I think I'm in. Alright, so we're going to get in here, fertilize the egg, and that will complete our first level for us, and then we'll see the second level. So yeah, every level is quite different, and obviously, if you read this right here, things get a little creepy. But as I circled it there to try to show it to you, that was actually like our cue to start the next mission. Like, that's our way of hitting enter to progress. So what we got to do here, as you might guess, is actually separate these. So, like, it's only greens with greens, blues with blues, and reds with reds. Oh, actually managed to get it done there. So as you can see here, let's just look at the ending. Yet she could still feel him inside of her. The feeling was comforting and familiar, but his presence also scared her. She knew he was still there, watching her just out of the light, waiting. So now we're playing as this, like, almost like a virus here, trying to basically get through her immune system, is the way I've interpreted this anyway. And these white blood cells are total fucking dicks. Like, the squid-looking creatures, this is particularly what gets my deep-sea fear going. But the squid aren't so bad, but the white blood cells are a total pain in the ass. So overall, this game, it doesn't seem to have that much substance to it, but it's interesting. And it's kind of cool that it has this design philosophy of like, okay, we're just going to put you in this environment and you're going to figure out what the fuck to do. So, this is going to be... I never actually played this one, so I'm not sure what to do here. I'm guessing I have to capture these things. Maybe I can, like, suck them in like this. Maybe? I'm kind of unsure. Which is, I guess, the point, right? So, maybe we can, like, direct one here. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna, like, eat these things. So we can grab them with our little tail here, suck them into... I mean, obviously this is a pregnancy. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, man. I'm not joking with you. It might seem like I'm just kidding. I promise you that this is anxiety-inducing for me. Deep-sea creatures, man. Fucking hate them. Seriously, just get sucked up into my womb here. Probably need a couple more. It looks like we're getting bigger, though. So yeah, obviously this is simulating like a pregnancy. And, you know, that's a recurring theme in Edmund McMillen's work, is kind of grossness, if that is the proper way to describe it. That might not be the proper way to describe it, but definitely, like, biological function, fluid transfer plays a big part. Okay. Alright. So I am playing as the uterus here, I guess. I think... pretty confused overall about what's going on here, but let's see what these things do. So I have no idea what this pump seems to do. I spin on the... okay, I can like spin the ovaries to produce new eggs or new zygotes or something here. I have no idea. So what if I stimulate like this? Boom. Is there something happening? Oh no, God, I'm a total idiot. Okay, so we have to... the ovaries kind of like control our steering here. And the bottom part here controls our movement. And the uterus, I guess, is a brake. I might not have any of those parts right. So I guess we're just going to try to go around here and see where I'm supposed to be going. Pretty confused about it overall. But that's kind of the point, you know? Is there a... I guess there is no way to go backwards. Obviously. Let's just see if I can't figure out the objective here. I could totally be missing something. But it seems like I would want to, like, eat these, right? I don't know, but, like, rotating doesn't... Oh, yeah, actually, I can eat them, I think, if I get close enough. Alright, good enough. Let's move on to the next one and see what we're doing. Oh, my God. This is a twin-stick shooter. Should I be heading down or up? Down from heaven? Or up to the clouds? I don't know. Well, it seems like nothing's going on down here, so let's... Hey! I have no qualms about telling you that I find this particular game kind of gross, but I feel like it's also pretty short. Wouldn't it be cool, though, if after you got out of this, fetus stage, you were actually born, and then you lived a life, like, in Skyrim or Fable or something? That's the future of gaming, people. When you can plant a tree and the tree will disappear... or the tree will still be there in 20 years. Can I digest this thing? Yeah, I can. I guess I'm earning my mother's love right now. Based on the hearts that came out of this. So I guess maybe we'll complete this one. If I can. And I'm assuming that the clouds are like... Oh. Well, this is weird. Are we like shooting at each other? We are shooting at each other. Maybe I shouldn't be taking the bullets then. Well, I'll take this dude down. Hopefully. I mean, we're both taking some damage here. And both developing here. I think that is a human heart now inside of this. Alright, I think this is good. I don't know. I would say we're done. I believe that this fetus might actually be deceased now. I'm not going to explore the themes too much that much. Anyway. So, we are going to exit here. I've got to be getting very close to the end of Coil. I'm pretty sure that was almost done. But anyway, that's Coil. What else do we have that's kind of small that we can show off before we get into some bigger stuff? Well, I guess Aether is a game. I haven't really spent too much time with it. We're going to start with the Danny B soundtrack here, of course. Yeah, I haven't spent too much time with Aether, but I like the idea behind it. Sometimes I think it doesn't necessarily play as well as I would like it to. So basically, we're playing as this boy here. He's lonely. And he finds this monster. I'm skipping past the story here, but obviously you can either pause the video or pick up the game yourself. It's only $4. And the way that this is going to work, okay, so we need the mouse and just WASD. I forgot, because these games have different controls than each other, obviously. So what we have to do here is we're playing as this monster, and this monster has like a big tongue, and we're gonna try to get out there and explore the universe. And when we get out there, we'll find that each planet that we come across has like its own unique puzzle. And you know, the general theme of this game seems to be, at least from like the 2 planets that I've discovered so far, that, you know, not only is our boy lonely, but, you know, lots of people out there in the universe are lonely. And I believe, I forgot what else Ed said about it from Indie Game the Movie, but as we get out of the planet's atmosphere here, I'm not trying to Kerbal Space Program you guys, but, you know, as we're reaching apoapsis, we will see all of these different arrows that will tell us the colors of the planets that are nearby. So actually, let's... Oh! I almost fell there. Sometimes I find the mouse controls a little weird in this one, but let's go to the pink planet, because I've seen the green planet, and I think I saw the yellow planet as well. So we're just going to try to swing up here. Once we get into space, we don't have to worry about the swinging aspect anymore. We can just kind of travel, because obviously there's no... gravity. We can just let our momentum carry us forward. So I think we're almost there. I think that's like a moon that we're on top of right now. And we can swing on the moon, but eventually the gravity will get smaller and smaller, and we can just kind of like propel ourselves in the general direction of where we want to go. And use these moons to like slow our descent or speed us up or send us in whatever direction we want. Guess we're still not quite out of the Earth's gravitational pull here. It's cool how this is all modeled, if it's modeled the way I'm suggesting that it is. Are we slowing? I think we are slightly slowing down here. So let's take one more crack at this, like a big swing up. Oh, that's the wrong direction. Big swing up. Alright, and then we can just travel through all this stuff. So it looks like this planet's actually fairly close. That's when the screen reverses when we're exiting the gravitational pull of the planet that we are on and entering the gravitational pull of something else. So this should send us pretty much like straight down into this planet that we are going to find. And we're going to try to explore it a little bit as we enter, you know, Peach Planet here. And figure out what puzzle exists here and how we can possibly try to solve it. So we got all these guys on the ground. Can't really do much about this. By the way, I have no idea what puzzle is on this one. Oh, okay. Well, we can go inside here. Plenty of diamonds. What does this guy say? At least no one can hurt me here. Okay. Thought there was one more dude. What's he saying? Okay. Heard you the first time. You know, everybody's got problems. It's sad to be alone. Oh, so when I hit that thing, I think it made a sound. Maybe this is like an audio-based puzzle. But how is it based? Oh, maybe I can swing around. Oh, I think I botched it. Okay, so that resets the puzzle, I think. I think we gotta just swing around here. And, like, play a scale. So far, so good. Maybe another one. And one last one. Or maybe one more. I think we gotta be getting close here. There we go. So I think that means we've solved the puzzle here. What do these dudes think about it? Come talk to me, man. Well, I think the planet is happier, though, is it not? These guys are still sad, though. Anyway, these are the themes that this game explores. But in my eyes, that puzzle is solved. How do we get the fuck out of here? Can we get the fuck out of here? There are now, like, happier animals on the surface. Might be impossible. Oh, no, this is where we get out, right? This, like, hole here. But I don't know if I can... Anyway, that's Aether. It's similar to that. Indiecade awarded Aether with a prize in 2009. I actually did not know that. Okay, so those are, I would say, are kind of the smaller games, Gray Matter and Aether and Coil, but then we get into the larger stuff. Let's check out, I mean, people are probably interested in seeing Meat Boy, so I played probably about 20 minutes of this so far. Obviously, this was originally on Newgrounds, and it was surprising to me that this was not originally Ed and Tommy, but instead it was Jonathan McIntee. McIntee? I don't know. Anyway, what's interesting to me about Meat Boy here is that a lot of the music is very, very similar. You can kind of see, like, the genesis of Meat Boy here. So, I've gotten A+ on all these levels. Let's continue moving forwards here. So, Meat Boy. I mean, we all, at this point in our lives, have probably played this game. I might have to go back to an earlier level, actually. This is just the Flash Meat Boy that existed and, you know, eventually grew into Super Meat Boy. There's some nostalgia factor to be had here. Like, obviously, I played a ton of Super Meat Boy. I Let's Played it. It's kind of what gave me, like, my start. Get out, get out. It's kind of like what gave me my start in this, like, crazy YouTube Let's Playing industry, gig, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just gonna come out and say that I don't think Meat Boy, this version of Meat Boy, controls very well at all. Like, as far as I know, it doesn't have gamepad support. I probably shouldn't say that until I'm 100% sure. Just live. Okay, thank God we finally beat that level. I don't think it really controls it that way. I don't know if there's gamepad support, but I'm pretty sure there's not. And that's a big problem for me as someone who played all of Super Meat Boy on the gamepad, both on the 360 and on the PC. I got all bandages in both versions of the game. I don't know if I want to be here. I got all bandages in both versions of the game, and so if you're just thinking, the reason I say that is not to brag. It's just to say, if it looks like I suck right now, one of two things is happening. Either the controls are indeed quite poor, which I think Ed actually, like, openly admits. Like, in the updates or the blog post that he made announcing the Basement Collection, he's like, well, we upgraded the controls on Meat Boy. They're not nearly as good as Super Meat Boy, but they're not nearly as terrible as they used to be. So I think he kind of agrees with me on that one. I find wall jumping to be a pain in the ass. And of course, what made Super Meat Boy so good and I think so accessible is the fact that the controls were good enough that every single time you failed, it felt like your fault as opposed to the game's fault. So I think it's difficult for me, oh god damn it, it's difficult for me to go back from Meat Boy, or from Super Meat Boy to this version of Meat Boy, just because it's difficult to play. more difficult to play, I should say, and not just on a scale of like easy to hard, but also like in terms of the game's difficulty, but also in terms of like just the frustration level of the controls. But it is interesting again to see stuff like, you know, how the music changed, and you can see some levels that pretty much just some levels that pretty much just made it in like a wholesale into the final version of the game, which is oh god, which is really cool to see. And it still has a lot of that same like addictive nature, but more than anything else, you know, playing Meat Boy as part of the basement collection has just made me want to revisit Super Meat Boy a little bit more, because man, that is a video game and a half right there. So we'll try to beat this level. I mean, I should be able to beat this level. Should not be all that difficult for me, considering we're still in the forest here. I mean, I understand that a lot of this is just not being used to keyboard controls, but still, it's embarrassing for me to struggle so much at some of these levels where my brain is like, you can do this, you've done this so many times before. It's a long one. This might be the last level of this area. I think these saws fire like slightly faster than they do. This is a level that looks very similar to a level that made it in the final game. I think these saws fire a little bit faster than they do in the 360 version, but I'm not sure. Oh, so we're entering the second level here. So in this one, the first chapter is the forest, and I guess the second chapter is the salt factory. So, and there's actually salt shooters here, which is weird. This is another level that, if I remember correctly, seems to have pretty much made it in directly from the original, or made it into, oh man, I can already tell what this jump is going to be, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. So to like jump off of that part on the right side, let me explain this. We have to jump off the right side of the block that we're standing on right now, I think. Let's just take a quick jump to see if we can actually see the level. Music, again, very, very similar. Oh no, I didn't even notice that platform on top of the salt. Okay, that makes things much easier, as you can see. Also, there's no run button in this version of Meat Boy, as far as I can tell. Nor is there a walk button, which is actually, I guess, the root of the problem. So what were these? I think these were just like salt fountains in the actual version, like the final version. So how the heck am I gonna get up here? I guess I can just execute that jump. Oh, if I didn't turn into salt and die, that is. So let's beat this level. Again, definitely still has that addictive nature of like, I'm just gonna play one more time because you respawn so quickly. But the lack of a run button makes things difficult because you can't just like lay off the run button whenever you want to execute a jump. You kind of gotta like tap the arrow keys a little bit, and that is, you know, a little bit more cumbersome than the Meat Boy that I was raised on, which is actually the second version, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so let's exit Meat Boy here. Bandage Girl's original name was Band-Aid Girl. It was changed on the console version to avoid a lawsuit. I did not know that. It's pretty interesting. And then what do we have left? We have Spewer, Fcuk, and Triachnid, I think. Yes. Let's play Spewer first. I think Spewer so far is the game that I've been having the most fun with, actually. So we'll get started here. I should be able to pop in. Yes, this is actually a slightly, I'm not going to say later level. Maybe this is like a third of the way through the game so far. But basically, we're playing as the Spewer dude here. We're using WASD to move around. And this is a puzzle platformer of sorts. More platformy than puzzly. And the gimmick here is that we can actually eat fruits, and that fills up our meter at the bottom. And by filling up our meter at the bottom, we gain kind of vomit that we can vomit out here with our, oh, I want to do it this way. That we can vomit out here with, I think I've messed this up already. Let's explode and try this again. But yes, we create vomit, and, you know, vomit allows us to accomplish different things. So by vomiting upwards here, this is kind of a bad introduction, I think. But by vomiting upwards a little bit, we can create like this cloud kind of material that actually allows us to fly upwards. And then we can do that same thing right here. And this should allow us to, if I can actually get like a decent supply of cloudness here, which it doesn't appear that I can. Oh, there we go. I can hit the switch. This will allow me to access more fruit. And also with the space bar, we can eat some of our own vomit, which is, you know, pretty disgusting, but also necessary so that we can fill as much of our vomit meter as necessary to, you know, accomplish some objectives as we move on. So I'll definitely try to eat all this vomit moving down. Fruit fills up our vomit meter. We'll hit this switch. Now, do we have enough vomit to get up to that exit? I think so. Although sometimes it can be a little difficult to tell where like your vomit is gonna land. So let's see if we can get some floating. Oh, so close. Also, these, like, it's a fluid, so it reacts like as you interact with it as well. So we still have a decent amount here. Oh, pretty close. Shoot up a little bit more here. I understand. This might look pretty disgusting to you. I assure you, I'm vomiting clouds. Nothing else that would be considered gross. There we go. We managed to make it to the end there. So as you can see, this is a pretty substantial game. Chapter 1 probably took me about 20 minutes to complete. So if it's 20 minutes a chapter, you're looking at, close to a 2-hour game. Which is, it might not seem like that much, but it's actually pretty substantial. Oh, that is lava. That is actually pretty substantial for a game in this collection, from what I can tell so far anyway. So we're just going to get over here. Do I have enough cloudness to take me to the end? Well, let's see. Oh, very close. I think I could have used a little bit less on that first jump, or I could have simply eaten some as I flew over it. Eat a little bit more right there. So I did manage to eat a little bit there, but I think I actually used more than I did last time, which is not a good sign for us. That's not going to be enough, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. So let's jump up. And, oh, actually, that's going to be totally fine. We didn't manage to save any puke, which I guess gives us extra statistics or extra bonuses or whatnot. But let's move forward to the next level here. So yeah, I think Spewer is one of the games that elevates this collection beyond just an intellectual... Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Yeah, one of these games that actually elevates this collection beyond just, personal curiosity or an item for like collectors and huge fans of Edmund McMillen alone, into something that could also prove valuable for other people. I mean, I'm not sure if these games are still valuable, or are still available is actually what I meant to say, still available on Newgrounds for free, but if they aren't, then this is the only place where you can get them now anyway, and this is certainly the kind of game where, if it was fully fleshed out, I think people would be considering the option of actually paying money for this on Steam. So we're gonna... Oh, I can use the puke to just kind of shoot that pill over to me. And as in Isaac, the pills have special unique effects. Come on, get in my belly. Oh, I just exploded. The pills have special unique effects that actually vary from pill to pill. So that's an element that I meant when I was talking earlier about how, sometimes you can see ideas that maybe started in one game and now have moved to another game. So I think this will now... get that pill up there, and then I should be able to just eat all this puke down here on the ground. That is some goodness right there. And this is regular puke, which actually allows us to propel ourselves upwards, although I was not able to get myself where I wanted to go there. Normally what you want to do is exactly what you might expect, is almost use the poop as like, the puke, let's not be disgusting here. The puke as like a jetpack to move you upwards as you're already jumping. But it doesn't have enough power to like keep you up in its own, like just by itself. So I'm thinking maybe if I just like throw up like crazy up here, this might knock the pill down. Might have to do it a couple of times. Or it's totally possible that I've fucked up the level for myself as well. And I've just made it impossible to get this pill out of here. Yeah, it looks like that might be the case. Let's restart here. What I might be able to do is shoot puke up on top of this, and then that'll push the pill down and out. But now I'm just keeping it in like a weird stasis. I think what I could also do, possibly, is just fill up this area right here, and then use that, to fly up. Because sometimes you can swim in your puke as well, but you need kind of like a bigger window, you could say. Oh, there we go. So this pill, now this pill turns our puke to white, so now we can eat all this green puke. And this will allow us to create some clouds that we should be able to use to float up to the surface here. Or up to the exit, I should say. So toss some more clouds up there. Oh, almost out of cloudness, please. Well, we can eat a little bit. Spit out a little bit more. We're not even really that close. So we can, again, continue to eat some of this, but we need some way to, like, bridge the gap here. Maybe I can use that one block. And, okay. It's positive, but it's not quite enough. Need to eat a little bit more, I think, over here, maybe. No, that's not going to be good. And if I can just shoot, like, a little bit more cloudness. It's harder to aim than you would think. I might look like I'm just terrible. I promise you, it's harder than it looks. Come on, you can connect the bridge there. Should be so easy. Oh, there's some more cloud or puke down here that I can eat as well. But this is going to be a long shot. I think the problem really is that there's just a ton of wasted material up there at the top by the exit. Well, if this isn't doing any good, we can just move this out of the way, and then maybe move back here. Probably needs 2 squirts of the white sticky stuff to get us up to that next level. Oh my god. See, the one complaint I have about this game, and actually I do really like this game so far, but the complaint that I have about it is that sometimes it can be really difficult to tell, or really difficult to aim is maybe just a better way to describe it. It's like to tell where your spew is going to land. This is not good. Oh, maybe it's great. No, not quite. And again, it's constantly shifting because like these fluids move and are changed as you interact with them. So let's... I can shoot a little bit more out here, but is this good enough? I don't think so. Not an exact science, I would say. And in fact, I think I've wasted too much here. So let's just restart this level. Try it again. I have a general idea of how this should go. So let's start by just puking our guts out up here. That should give us enough to push this pill into us, hopefully. I think I can kind of influence things here, because everything reacts physically. Okay. Now we will try to create a cloud bridge for us to get to the surface here. So we're going to start, maybe by even shooting some, like, right up here. Okay, so that's a decent base for us, but now we need some way to get to that base, which will be, like, this section right here. This, to me, looks like it should work fine. And then we need... like some extra clouds, like right here to make this. Okay, that looks really good. All right, problem solved. And now I wish I didn't spend like 25 minutes trying to figure that out in the first place. Maybe we'll play a couple more levels of Spewer here. You know, I got a lot of games to show off. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Can we eat the lava? No, the lava will kill you. Now, what do we want to do? Okay, so we want to get that to dissolve all of this stuff down here. So I guess we're just gonna jump over it all. Oh, more difficult than it looks, I promise you. So let's get over here, and we can probably... Again, those dissolving blocks function similar. You bounce on the conveyor belt, which is the problem. You can't jump again right away. So let's just rush through this as fast as we can. We can at least make it so we don't have to do so many jumps. There we go. Now this should actually work for us. I'm just gonna wait, be patient, wait for that lava to do its thing. And now, as long as we just make... Yes, we should be able to do this. So maybe we'll play one more mission, then we'll move on to Time Fuck, and then we'll finish off by talking about Triachnid. Although I do have to say, I'm pretty sure at this point that Spewer is probably my favorite game in the collection, at least on initial impressions. We'll drop this lava. We still have to hit that button on... Do I have puke? I have like 1 squirt of puke. Actually, I have 0. I just tried. And this is just like platforming. Like I can make this happen very easily. The one thing I will say is that both in this and in Time Fuck, it seems like the puzzles are easier than you would expect from a modern day puzzle platformer. It seems like the kind of thing that is less like, okay, let me get like really engrossed in this, and more like the kind of thing where you're like, ah, you know, I can spend 10 minutes playing this like on my coffee break or something, which is always how I've sort of considered Newgrounds to a certain extent anyway. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, so now we got the cloud pills again. So this could be kind of difficult for us, but let's eat all this puke. Gives us about half of a bar of puke. Do we really need the fruit? We probably need the fruit, is what I'm thinking. So let's... Just a little cloud to allow me... Oh, come on. A little bit more cloud, which hopefully will allow me to get up to that... Yes, that's exactly what I was hoping for. And then maybe I... Okay, I might have to eat some here. I have like 1 block of cloud puke left. Sentences that don't make sense unless you're watching this very video right here. Okay, so now we got a little bit more. Let's use this to hopefully work with me here. Okay, there we go. So now let's eat all this. The fruit will now come down. Fruit, again, refills puke of any color, really. And then we're going to try to... If I can just float up here, that would be better, but I can't. So I'm going to try to get as much puke as possible. Like, recycle as much puke as possible, I guess would be a better way to describe that. And then we are going to try to maybe bridge the gap to that other section here. Which might be perfect for my cloud shooting right now. Again, clouds. Nothing gross. And then, do we have enough to get to the exit? I'm going to assume no. No, so close. But, you know, whether I do or I don't, we're going to exit out here. We'll go back to the... Spewer also had a design iteration where he was called the Human Being, an armless and legless creature that defecated to project himself around. Alright, gross. Again, common theme in Edmund McMillen's work. Now let's look at Time Fuck. We only have one more to go after this. Time Fuck is actually pretty interesting. One of the larger or more ambitious games in the project, you could definitely say. I guess it didn't save my progress, which is okay. Or let's... Oh, you get a level code when you finish. Okay, so it doesn't have like standard save data, I guess. Oh no, it totally does. This is a new level. Okay, so we're playing as Steven here, and we also have little Steven attached to our head. And basically this is a puzzle platformer that has different elements in it. So if I hit A, I can actually like switch dimensions, and different blocks exist in different dimensions. So if I stand over here, I should be okay with that, but if I don't, then we have a problem. So that's our exit right there. That like glowing white hole. And, you know, by using spacebar and WASD, or actually it's arrow keys to move around, we can kind of like hit things that will alter our gravity, if that makes any sense at all. Or this, I guess this one doesn't alter our gravity. There are up and down ones that alter our gravity. This one just flips the map. So if we just, yeah, have faith, we can just sort of keep going there. And then I guess we can... Oh! That was not right. I think I've got it now, though. Let's move this pointer off the screen. We'll jump. We'll land. We'll jump and switch dimensions. We'll jump, switch dimensions, jump, switch dimensions, jump, switch dimensions. Get the key. Now we have to get back to the exit. And the way we're going to do this, pretty much exactly the same way we came in. And now the exit. Alright, so again, it's just a puzzle platformer. This one is a little bit more platformy than puzzly, I would definitely say. And sometimes the mechanics for me are a little bit unclear. But let's check out our other dimension. There's nothing much going on here yet. However, if we like touch one of these gears and switch dimensions while we're touching it, it'll come through the dimension with us. So we could just do like... Oh! By the way, I should point out, what happens if you switch dimensions into another object? Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it again. No. Now I think I have it in both dimensions. Okay, what happens if you like switch dimensions into a wall? Well, you just explode, as you might expect. So you do need like a degree of aptitude with respect to both like the jumping and figuring out the puzzles yourself. So we're just gonna platform ourselves all the way up here. I'm gonna continue not dying in a terrible accident, hopefully. Where's our exit though? Oh. Here's what I want to do. Let's go up here. Oh man, I totally botched it at the last second. All the while, that guy on the right side, who is the future version of you, is going to be chiming in and telling you how much you suck, and also occasionally giving you tips, but mostly just spouting random nonsense over and over and over. So we'll land on this. Okay, we'll bring that into our dimension. We'll bring... Oh, thank God, no fall damage, I guess. Is the exit on the far right there? Is that in our dimension right now? I can't tell. Okay, so we'll bring this into our dimension again, or the blue dimension maybe is a better way to describe it. Again, we can grab these and then take them into a dimension if we so choose. Where the heck are these supposed to go now? I'm a little bit confused, actually. I think I need to take a look at this dimension right here. Okay, how are we going to do that? We need to, like, phase through the wall. Okay, oh, I know what to do. Okay, so I think I might have botched this one for ourselves here. But if I just pick this up and put it, like, in the blue dimension over here, I think this will open a path for us that we can then fall into. Maybe? In my mind, that's how it should work. Maybe if I stand on it at the same time. Oh, that didn't work, but it did. Finally, it blows open a hole in the wall. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I wonder why I didn't make that work the first time. So we're gonna go up again. Okay, we're gonna put this right over here. This right over here. This should bust open the holes for us when we go back into the next dimension anyway. And we should probably bring this into our dimension just for kicks. Yes, we have everything now. Why is this not breaking? Why are you not breaking? Can I push you? Yes, I can push you. Okay. But now what am I going to do with you? Because I need you to be out of the way so that I can... Also, why are you not in my dimension? I demanded you enter my dimension. Unusual. Alright, so we pushed that stuff all out of the way now. I think I might have botched this for myself. Again, the puzzles got hard in this quick. Like, when I first got started, they were not difficult at all. But now, a little bit more... Yeah, I think we botched this. I don't know. Let's exit. Can I go back to an earlier level? I guess I could enter a level code, but I don't know one. So I think we might just be screwed. How about skip level? Yes. Okay, my head's gonna explode, I'm gonna melt there. But we'll enter a new level. This is a good feature that I actually did not know really existed. This looks a lot like a Super Meat Boy level right here. What are we going to do here? Well, what happens if I fall on the spikes? Maybe there's not spikes in one of the dimensions. There's spikes in both. Oh! Okay, they're... I understand now. I'm going to die. But this is a pretty standard, like, puzzle element here. We're just gonna run across. No, we're gonna switch to this. Then we're gonna run across. Jumping as well. Oh man, it disappeared. Ah, I got it. So there's lots of stuff that goes on with like switching between dimensions here. We're gonna like get on. I didn't even step on that before it disappeared. I'm very confused. Puzzle platformers, man. Sometimes I get a little bit confused. Okay, so what if I just switch? It doesn't disappear. It does disappear. Okay. Here's my thinking. We'll restart, cause Steven's head to explode here. Just by hitting the R key, and then we're gonna, okay, like jump, A, and then quickly A afterwards. A is our dimension switching key. Okay, I think that might have been it. Oh god, I botched it. So yes, I think we want to do like jump A, and as long as it doesn't fully disappear, we're fine. Oh, okay, made it to the exit. Awesome. So let's check out our next level. I don't think you need to see much more to kind of understand what's going on in Time Fuck here. But whoa, this level looks different than a level that we've seen before. But you can see the portals that eventually also made an appearance in Super Meat Boy as like the entrances to the secret rooms. So what do we want here? So the pluses, as you can see, when those are hit, they open like these plus gates over here. So it's similar to the locking gates in, you guessed it, Super Meat Boy. So we'll put one down here. We are going to... Oh, didn't mean to do that. We should be able as well to get this one right here, and then just develop like another crate for us. Oh no, that crate's actually gone for good now. Of course, but what do we do now? Well, I guess we come up here. Is that's... very tricky. Perhaps I can jump through the portal myself? Yes, that is exactly how that shit is gonna go down. Why did my crate disappear? Good question. So I want to be on the top, I think. And then jump through the crate like that. And then... Is there another crate here? Yeah, there is. I want... Ah, but it keeps getting sucked through the portal. I get it now. So we need to... I think just moving faster will be good enough for us. Yes. Okay. So then we'll put this one... Oh, no. I'm trapped in here. Gonna die in here. Let's restart this level. And then after we complete this, we'll move on to the last game, Triachnid. And I'm not going to talk about Triachnid too much, actually, because I honestly, for a lot of that game, kind of have no idea what I'm doing. And get killed an awful lot. But Triachnid definitely has an interesting idea behind it. So, let's, we want to go through the one on the top, grab this, take it down. Oh, god damn it. Anything but falling in that fucking hole would have done it for us. And also, I think I've done this wrong too. Here's what we want. Is that what we want to do? Here's what I think we want to do. We want to put this here. We want to get this crate, but we don't want to set it on top yet. I believe. I think we kind of just want to like put it here or something. And then we want this one, and we want to take this up. We want to grab this crate, and we want to just do anything but fall in that fucking pit. And then, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. What if I just put this here? Oh, that'll just destroy that crate, huh? Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Again, oh, it's full of ideas. Now we want to go through the bottom one, I think. Grab this. Come out. Oh, I still got it. Don't fall in the hole, for God's sakes. And if I just, like... I don't know what to do. I give up. I need to get this crate on top somehow. But I'm not sure I can do it. Like, I can't just jump in place, I think. If I could, that would be awesome. But I don't think I can. But I mean, I can move this. and hold it like that, but that doesn't really do me any good. Very tricky situation that we have going on here. I can't pick up one that has 2 under it. Who knows, man? That's time fuck. That and Spewer are probably my favorite games in the collection so far. But the Triachnid, which is the last game that we're going to look at here, I'm doing a post-Isaac stretch. This has been a long video, as you might expect. It's a game from Florian and Ed, so the same guys who brought you, obviously, The Binding of Isaac. So in Triachnid, basically, we're playing... This is one of the most graphically polished games in the collection, for sure. We're playing as this, like, Triachnid here, who you are probably going to recognize from The Binding of Isaac. And the way that the game works, basically, it's got 3 legs, and we are going to click and drag those legs, and basically use them to propel ourselves forward. So I'll probably play this one through to, like, the 2nd level. Worth noting, if the only way to die, at least as far as I know on this 1st level, is just by, like, bashing yourself into things as hard as you can. So try not to do that, but I will probably do that to myself a few times. But there is some stuff that goes on a little bit later. The game is kind of like a permanent escort mission, as you will see. But the cool thing about Triachnid is not only is this like a unique control scheme, but it's also got like a really... How would I describe it? Not just this control scheme, but... I don't know. The physics of it just kind of feel right. It kind of feels like somebody built this game in World of Goo, if that makes any sense at all. Like, we've got all these goo balls attached to these strands here. So this is our 2nd level. It might actually be our 1st level, and that first part there is the tutorial level. But this is where they introduce the mechanic that basically you can grab onto things, and if you put them in your mouth... Oh, no! I need that to have babies. My egg sac died, I think is what that is trying to say to me right now. So let's restart. Let's grab this, put it in our mouth. There we go. So now we can carry that in our mouth. We can also carry it in our hands if we want to. Oh, stretched myself too far, I think, and that hurt me. Is that what happened? Maybe. You can see my health bar over there on the upper left. So we'll move ourselves forwards here. We have to find the hidden switch to open the cave. I wonder if I can make myself fall. Answer, yes. And it hurts like a motherfucker. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, where's the egg sac? This is what happens to me every single time that I play this. Let's restart. Exit to main. Oh my god. Does that mean I have to start it over again? Let's try some of these mini games. Put the colored food in the matching digestive tubes and keep the host happy. Okay. So let's grab green. Wait. I don't understand. I'm a little bit confused, honestly. Do I insert it in this? I'm absolutely... Oh, no, never mind. I think I figured it out. Give me yellow. And then we'll put yellow in here. Perfect, okay. And then this is going to drain the thing that is causing me to basically, like... I don't know if you drown in here, but I think if this thing fills up, you might die. It's got kind of like a bubble bobble mechanic or something. Alright, grab the yellow one. We should be able to get low here. Not bubble bobble. Bust a move, that's what I'm thinking of. Now that's a game and a half. Let's get our leg out of there if possible. I can throw oh, sometimes this happens too, like your legs just get stuck in places. I can throw the fruit, but it doesn't seem to work as well for me. So let's grab this. Sorry, this game makes me a little sneezy. Grab it and put it in the tube there. Oh, did I win? I got 3, 1, 8. Little Steven. Is there another one here? I guess there is only one minigame. Anyway, you know what? I think I'm going to call it quits for Triachnid. I think you basically get the idea. Triachnid's development codename was Spider. Ugh. So yes, this is the basement collection. This game is only $4. There's definitely, if you're a fan of Edmund McMillen, I'm not going to say it's necessarily a no-brainer purchase, but if you're the kind of person who read Lord of the Rings and then was like, shit, I need to see where this started. I need to get the Silmarillion. This is the kind of game that is going to appeal to you. You're going to run into a lot of stuff that kind of explains the inspirations and... I don't know, this is kind of where, like, this is the womb of where Isaac and Meat Boy came from. And that, for me, is definitely enough to justify a $4 purchase. It also helps that, you know, Gray Matter's fun. Spewer seems like a hell of a lot of fun. Time Fuck is fucking with my brain, but in the first hour I had a really good time. And the other games in here at least satisfy some level of, you know, curiosity and, you know, feed into the kind of lore or I don't know, the pantheon of stuff that went into developing Isaac and Meat Boy, if that makes any goddamn sense. And I'm looking forward, definitely, to unlocking or at least seeing these extras at some point as well, especially that video where Ed talks about, you know, all the games that are within this. But in any case, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.